Hey guys, Mike here. Super excited to announce that the vendor table is going to be at Wppi 2025. So in case you weren't aware of what Wppi is, it's the ultimate destination for wedding and portrait photographers. It's happening from March 16th to the 20th at the Rio Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's your chance to learn from the best in the industry, get hands-on with the latest gear and tech, and connect with like-minded creatives. Plus, you're going to leave there with long-lasting friendships, fresh inspiration, and a whole new passion for your craft. So check out more information and get your tickets with the link in the show notes. Now, let's kick off the episode. Welcome back to the vendor table. So this episode is brought to you by HoneyBook. HoneyBook is a client-centered CRM that organizes your business, make workflows more efficient, and automates manual tasks so you could focus on what matters most, your clients and your craft. Lauren.
What's up?
Hey. How are we today? This is a Tuesday, which this is usually normally a Tuesday drop. Happy Tuesday, people.
It's Thursday.
Yeah, it's Thursday here. Show the people your tattoo. You got like a little
hi.
more. She added ink, more ink.
I decided to decorate myself a little bit more.
Oh my God. Just, what is it? It's a bat.
It's a bat.
It's a bat. Okay.
Fucking bats.
All right. Well.
It's a bat and oleander flowers, which are poisonous and toxic.
Wow. Okay. All right. So meaning, I'm guessing.
I don't know. I just kind of just come up with bullshit after the fact.
Okay. Gotcha.
You know?
That's great. It's good.
I like bats. Flowers are cool.
Okay. That's cool.
You stop caring when you have this money.
That's. I was gonna ask. Like, do you even care anymore? You just
No.
throw shit on your body.
Now I'm just an art collector.
That's yeah. You know what I saw? I saw there was a tattoo artist, there was a guy who made like a honeycomb grid on his arm and goes to different tattoo shops, and he has like
Fun.
like he has like an artist fill in the honeycomb.
I like
and
that.
like so he had said he's like, I collect art on my body and I want tattoo artists to fill up.
What a cool concept.
I thought that was really cool. I saw that on I think it was probably TikTok. I feel like everything we see on TikTok.
Yeah, everything is on TikTok. I follow so many tattoo artists on TikTok because they're so good.
Yeah. Well, TikTok's almost like, I don't know. Is it going to get banned? Let's see.
I don't know. We're still trying to figure it out. Again,
Yeah.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I only go to
too.
one girl now. Her name is Anastasia. She works at Black Book Tattoo in Huntington, and she's amazing.
Wow. All right. Well, this one was by Chris Raft in, oh my God, King's Ave Tattoo in Massapequa.
Yeah.
So they're like world renowned shop. So really cool. You guys want to know where we get our tattoos from. So there it is. So we're back. We are in the start of the slower season, the off season, the booking season, though. This is what you call it cuffing season.
This is cuffing season. It's also booking season. But this is when people start, like, looking for their vendors.
Yeah. So
Got engaged over the holidays because that's super romantic, blah. And then... You know how I feel about feelings.
you're a wedding photographer who has no emotion.
I know. I like when other people feel their feelings, but again, I'm dead inside.
I've seen her very emotional on wedding days, by the way. Don't let her kid you, but it's always towards somebody else.
I cry like every time.
Yeah. It's like I'm a cold ice box, but at the same point she cries that like she sees like the grandma like tearing up over like the first dance.
Meredith and I cried like together at the same time during a wedding I shot with her.
It sounds about right. Meredith cries at every wedding.
Because listen, I love other people's love.
Yeah. I got made fun of because I cried at Meredith's sister's wedding because like Meredith's sister Brenna and her mom danced, and it was like really sweet because like their mom had 6 girls, and with all the girls and everything like that, like, mom never had to have a parent dance.
Oh.
So Brenna danced with her mom, and I was like, this is so sweet. And Meredith's sister, Catherine, made fun of me. So it was fine. It was fine.
Catherine's a G, and I'll tell you why.
Oh, God.
Last year, Patrick ran into a table at Meredith's son's birthday party and had an open wound on his head.
Wow.
And Catherine was like, sit down. we got this. And I was like, okay, because I guess I looked like
Sure you're not talking about Brenna, because Brenna's the nurse.
No, it wasn't Brenna.
Oh, okay.
It was Catherine.
Okay. I feel like that was a Brenna thing to do. But all right, Catherine, great job.
Thanks, Catherine, for taking the reins on that one, because apparently I didn't think I was squeamish, but as soon as your kid's blood is everywhere, that's when...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all good.
Anyway, he's good.
He's good. We're fine. Everything's fine. And guess what? So with it being the slow season, it's also booking season. It's also cuffing season. So this is a great time to kind of lay out goals for your year, pretty much.
Yeah.
So I have a bunch of goals that I laid out for the year. I know you have a bunch of goals that you want to hit for this year.
I got some goals.
And we also have, the podcast goals too, so, do you want me to kick this one off? Or do you want to start with what are your goals for the 2026 or 2025 season, I should say?
Well, one of the things that I really wanted to focus on, which we talked about, was a better presence on social media.
Okay.
A more consistent approach to social media, because right now I'm just kind of like flying by the seat of my pants. Like if I see something, I'm like, I'm in the mood to post today, I guess I'll post. And then sometimes, like right now I have social media paralysis. I actually took a little social media break because looking at it is giving me just agita.
Okay.
So while I take this little break, I'm going to kind of queue up.
Like pre-prep content?
Pre-prep content, yeah.
Okay. And you don't have to do that on social media. So is there like an app or anything that you've found that works?
I have one app that's like, it's like a preview app. So you can preview how your grid is going to look with certain things. Because one of the things I struggle with is I have like a picture in a set of images that I find to be like the most aesthetically pleasing or grabby, but it won't always work in the grid.
Okay. Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm always fucking grids, man.
And I hate that I even have to have this conversation, like that we're thinking about how my grid is going to look. It's so cringy, but it makes a difference.
It's so cringy. I hate it so much. It's as photographers, I feel like we still pay attention to the grid. And I don't know if it's that important anymore. I really don't, because you see like a lot of wedding vendors and photographers are super successful with like, a non-aesthetic grid.
Being all over the place.
Yeah, it could be all over the place. So
it's like a personal preference of mine, I guess.
I think, it was always something that like was popular and I think pleasing to the eye. I think it also like really can attract more clients. Because when a client lands on your Instagram, if it's kind of aesthetically pleasing, they might be locked in to scroll a little bit more and check out your work a little bit more. So as photographers, I think it's still an advantage to have that aesthetic grid. So whether you pre-plan it or you're, trying to lay it out nicely with color palettes and things like that, I think it's still good to have. Yeah.
I also went through and like archived older posts that don't look...
Oh, I have never done that.
Yep, I archived them. Only to a certain point, but I removed anything that was personal.
Okay.
Because it just doesn't have a place on my business page.
Yeah.
So I did all of those things, but there are a couple of like planning apps for things like that. I think like Flowdesk has an option for like things like that.
There's a few I use.
Exploring those.
Yeah, I used one that was I forgot what it was, but it was free and now it's not. And like I'm like, okay.
No, nothing's free anymore.
Nothing's free anymore. But no, that I think for a lot of wedding vendors, having a good content strategy for the year is important. Because we talked about this on Cassidy's podcast, but doom scrolling is a big thing. Like I'm trying to, that's one of my goals.
Limiting our screen time.
Yeah. One of my big goals is limiting screen time is, avoiding doom scrolling, because I could just sit there and fucking doom scroll.
Have you seen like Instagram now has like a little thing at the bottom? It's like, you've been on Instagram for a while. Maybe you should try logging off.
No, I haven't seen that. That's great. Why hasn't that? I need that. I need that immediately. Oh, that's great.
It just like showed up in my messages. Like it was at the bottom of one of my messages. And it's like, it's a little late now. Maybe you should try logging off.
Shut
and I was
up. I haven't seen that.
Instagram just told me I need to go to bed.
Well, this episode's sponsored by HoneyBook. And HoneyBook legitimately tells you to go to bed. It's time for like nappy nap. Like, do you ever like?
I love their little like
their little messages and shit. Yeah, like so like because I'm a night owl. I'll work till 1 a.m. and I'll like log in and I'll log into HoneyBook and it'll be like, hey, it's a little late. What are you doing up? Like kind of thing. Like you up? You're like HoneyBook. You coming on to me a little bit? But listen. It's nice to see
in the morning. It's like rise and shine. Time to crush the day.
Yeah, it does give you a little like kind of like pep in your step. But you know, like so that's a good goal. I think content and creating content count. It's one of mine too, personally. For me, like probably number one is like a better back end experience for my clients. Like, you know, you guys know we've talked about HoneyBook. They're sponsoring this episode, everything like that. But creating a better back end experience through HoneyBook is something that I've been working on for the last, I'd say, year and a half, and it's really starting to come to fruition this year. Like really, I've cleaned up a lot, automated a lot of things, made my gods, made some gods. Made some gaudy gods. Yes.
We're not doing this right now.
Yeah, we're doing it.
We're not.
We're doing it. Yeah. Let's do it. Guides are great. We love guides. Even if you say guides are fucking unnecessary and no one looks at guides, okay? If you say that and like, oh, no one has time for guides. You know who I'm fucking talking to? Yeah. Okay. Your way isn't always right. Okay. But
listen, hey, just. We're not always right either.
We're not always right either. We just
we're not always right either. We have opinions. We're two people with fucking microphones and opinions. That's it.
If you want to put your opinion out there, by the way, get a microphone and put your opinion out there.
Yeah, you can do it too.
It's very easy to do. Okay. There you go.
We just have 95,000 people that tend to agree.
Yeah, there we go. So, or just stick around for the banter.
The drama. Am I the drama?
I think so. I've seen a lot of people say, I am Lauren. She is me.
I'm relatable.
Yeah, you're very relatable. Whatever. But it's integrating. Let's be real here, though. Like, I think as business owners, wedding entrepreneurs, everything like that, you want to integrate a better back-end experience for your clients, everything like that. I've been utilizing HoneyBook, especially with the new features that they rolled out. They rolled out 80 new features this year. Huge. Fucking huge. Okay. But they rolled out 80 new features that were awesome that I started integrating more into. Automations, big time. I cleaned up like the whole back end to automate everything. So when somebody inquires, I'm like, okay, like, they go through the contact form. I get a pop-up like, oh, so-and-so inquired. Now I'm just sending an email, like one click, boom. Okay. Like it could change their name for you and everything like that. And I add a little personal thing to it. That's like a tip that kind of I like to give people is, you don't want to just send a canned message every time. Maybe add a little personalization to it. So like I'll add like maybe a little something if I shot at their venue, like, I love that venue. Like here's a past gallery or like some highlighted images from this wedding that I shot recently. And then, I send them back an email, and what's really cool is if they're interested, that response email has like a guide in there and it has my booking schedule. So they're, and that scheduler's through HoneyBook. Holy shit, makes my life easy. So they could schedule a meeting right through there, just one click, boom, see what my schedule is. And that's like one of the things I just think as a goal for me was to just try to stay more organized, right? So with that being said, like that scheduler helps me run a business. Yeah. Like it makes me operate like a business. Like, okay, time slots for customers and everything like that. And then once they set up a meeting, we have a virtual meeting, and number one feature this year on HoneyBook. Fucking love this thing. But the AI note taker.
The note taker
game
is
changer.
Clutch.
Such a game changer. Have you been using it?
Yeah, I have. It just randomly like popped up. Like one day, it was just already integrated, and I remember like doing my Zoom call with my client and being like, I was waiting in the meeting for them to hop on, and then the note taker shows up,
and I was like, it's like, who are you?
I was like, who are you?
Yeah.
What is this? And then afterwards, like after the meeting was over, I was like, well, I can't get like rid of the note taker. I don't know what it is. So I like went into their portal, and I was like typing up my notes, and then I realized, oh my God, it took notes for me. Like it transcribed the entire audio of the meeting, and then the like AI note taker summarized it.
Yeah.
So it was like key points that we went over, and it summarized the whole thing, and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I didn't have to take a single note.
Yeah. It's like makes life so much easier to like that's like you don't have to use a notepad anymore. I always took physical notes. Like I literally have a notepad that's like I was just like, this thing is amazing.
I
Summarized
would be like,
everything.
Typing away while I'm in the meeting, and like I'm looking at my second screen. So it's kind of like you can still maintain eye contact, not like get distracted. It saves you time because you're not pausing in your meeting to do that. It's such a small thing, but makes a huge difference.
So like totally probably my favorite feature that they rolled out last year. Like, so I think if you guys haven't tried HoneyBook or checked out HoneyBook, you should. Okay. Like they've just added so many new features. So, and we'll talk more about everything and stuff like that. But like for me, cleaning up the back end of my business was like the most important thing. And like HoneyBook made it easier for me to do that. It was fucking awesome. And we've said this on the show a few times, but we don't take sponsorships from companies that, one, we don't use, and two, we don't trust. HoneyBook has been around forever. I've been using them for 7 years. And like you've been using it, what, 4 years. So we're longtime users and we love the program. So like straight up and honest. As you all know, Lauren and I both use HoneyBook in our businesses, and it continues to help us reach our goals as we grow. So we plan to make 2025 our most successful year yet, and so can you.
Join HoneyBook in January to jumpstart your business with all the tools that you need to manage your client relationships. Plus a chance to win a $10,000 prize package that includes a professional development budget to invest in your business, system setup with HoneyBook Pro, and a free year of premium HoneyBook membership.
And if you're already a HoneyBook member, you get your chance to win when you refer a new member during the month of January. Just click the link in the show notes to start your free trial and get your chance to win. So this episode is sponsored by the Legal Paige. The Legal Paige is a legal education platform for small businesses and a contract template shop. They help you get legally legit in minutes. So Lauren,
I've been using a Legal Paige contract for a while now.
I know you have, and guess what?
Did you do it?
I did. I took the jump. I took the jump and I implemented Paige's contract into my proposals and everything.
How amazing.
Oh my God. There was so much in there that like just covers my bases.
That you wouldn't even think of.
I'm like, where was this my whole life? Mm-hmm. So they have literally changed the game for me. They have made me feel a lot more secure in my business. And I really think you guys should take a look.
Just take a peek.
Just take a peek. Take a peek.
And there's also something for anything. Like I've gotten a couple of destination inquiries and realized that I needed to change my contract. So you can purchase a destination wedding contract.
Yeah, maybe if you have a second shooter or an associate shooter and you need an agreement, they have those as well. So it doesn't matter what you are in the industry, whether you're a photographer, videographer, planner, florist, DJ, you name it, the Legal Paige has a contract that will make your business legally legit.
All contracts have been reviewed and critiqued by industry-leading professionals and come with free future updates made by the Legal Paige's legal team.
And I don't know if you guys know this, but Paige is a retired wedding and family photographer, as well as an attorney. So she has a very unique perspective and expertise when it comes to photography contracts. They offer education through blog posts, podcast episodes, YouTube channel, pretty much you name it.
The whole nine.
So definitely check them out. Use the link in the show notes to get legally legit. And you know what's really cool about it, Lauren? We got a code.
We got a code. Use TVT10.
And that will get you what?
10% off anything in the shop.
So you want to get your business legally legit? Check out the Legal Paige.
Yeah, we've talked about how much we love HoneyBook
before they
got paid.
Yeah, before they even sponsored us for the show. But no, and what's really cool, we're gonna have Akua from HoneyBook, from the Independent Business Podcast, on the show to talk more about like business tips and tricks, and like, you know, like she's an entrepreneur, like coach and everything like that. So we're gonna really like kind of pick her brain about stuff too. Another goal that I had that I kind of wanted to, I don't know if I could do this.
Let's talk about it.
Like, I really want to start like making like YouTube content.
You look like a YouTube content
Do I look like
guy.
a YouTuber?
You do.
Welcome back to the channel.
I feel, yeah, you actually, what you're wearing right now is very YouTube.
Very YouTube?
Very YouTube.
Very YouTube. Matt, do I look like a YouTuber? So there it is.
100%.
Matt has a good YouTube.
Yeah.
So what's your YouTube? We'll plug you. Matt Rodriguez. Check him out on YouTube at Matt Rodriguez on YouTube. So I want to create more content too. So like that's one of my big goals this year is like creating educational based content. Somehow people like what we say on the vendor table, like, and they kind of are like, hey, like, do you do mentorships or do education or anything like that? And I was doing a lot of mentorships one-on-one, but I do like 2 a year. And now I have like 10 people that want a mentorship. So I'm like, I just don't have the time to do that many. So I'm like, maybe if I create content or do something that could, help really other photographers or other wedding entrepreneurs in the industry, that's something I've really wanted to kind of dive into. So that was one of my other goals.
Yeah.
Do you have another one that you want to share?
Yeah, I mean, same situation, just trying to like streamline the back end of my business a little bit more and create a better client experience. I am not using the automations to their full potential, so I'm going to be diving into that a little bit more to see exactly what it's like making a list of taking stock of like what your process is manually and then having the automations take care of it for you.
Yeah.
So it's like, what are the steps? At what point like the midway point? Do I have like a month before? What do I do? Like all of those things and just making sure that it all flows well. But another thing I was thinking I need to do is also, we live in a content era. We have to create content. I have to think of new things and ways to engage my audience, because it just is what it is now.
There's a question I want to ask you, but keep going because there's a question that I think is really important about content and everything like that. So but like, I think somebody wrote in, this is from Danielle. Who wrote in to the podcast. I'm not going to say your whole name, Danielle, just in case, okay? But she wrote in, I listened to every episode. I'd love to hear a take on wedding vendors who seem to use the couple as a tool to perpetuate their own goals or vision. You two always say it's about what the couple wants. How do you feel when you work with someone who seems oblivious to what the couple actually wants and just pushes their own vision or agenda? Additionally, I recently worked at an event where every vendor was putting a lot of effort into getting content for themselves, filming the hairstyle process, planner taking tons of videos for reels. It made me feel a little like the couple and their wealth and taste was being taken advantage of.
It's interesting.
That's a great point. So
it is, yeah.
Like I see it too, okay? And somebody actually asked me that on one of my reels. We do the meta-glass content and everything like that. And like someone asked, like, are your clients okay with it? And I always, every single wedding I go into, if I'm going to do content, I actually ask my couple, are you okay with me doing content? Like I have the meta-glasses on and they're like, yeah, no problem, like kind of thing. So, I would definitely ask that first.
Yeah.
Okay. I think as vendors, we do kind of get carried away with our own content. And we're looking to book the next client or make more business or, attract more leads, everything like that. So I think doing it authentically is the key here.
Yeah. That's another reason why I love the Ray-Ban Metas, because it's like, it's not a production.
Yeah.
You can certainly use them to make it that way if you want to, but it's just the most basic of behind the scenes.
Yeah.
When Mike and I have worked together with the meta glasses, it's really great because you can show each of our different perspectives as a lead shooter and a second shooter, which Mike just posted a reel showing those different perspectives, which a lot of people found valuable. It's a reason why to book a second shooter.
Yeah. I'm doing content myself to showcase my clients,
right,
more than anything else. Like whether it helps with education or, you know, shows like a trend or something like that, that's one thing. But at the end of the day, like I'm really trying to showcase my clients more than anything, like the beauty of their day, like the, you know, who they are as a couple, things like that. That's the first and most important thing. And then after that, it's more like, okay, can I educate on this one? Can I do something like this? Can I share this and everything like that? But only if they're okay with that.
right,
Because you got to remember, like, while we're photographers, right? They sign a model release with us and every, like usually in that contract. If you're not a vendor that has that, like one, you should have them sign a model release if you plan on doing content. But I do think that a lot of vendors get carried away in the content now. Like they're just like, a person's wedding isn't a content day.
right.
It's not a styled shoot. So it's not.
Giggling over there?
Like it's the truth.
It's true.
It's the truth, right? So like a person's wedding is not a styled shoot. It's not a content day. So as photographers, it's easy for us to get the content, right? But if you're a planner or you're another vendor, like a florist or something like that, and you're trying to like showcase your brand and, you know, everything along those lines, you got to remember that like your content isn't as important as servicing your client. So I think that part is a lot of vendors have to realize that in this industry. So it was a point I wanted to kind of make in this episode, because I think it's super important that, like, you know, we're talking about developing content schedule and content and all that stuff. And I just, and like it's our goals for this year. I just think at the same point here, we need to understand that like our clients' needs and wants and vision comes first before our own. So
Always.
no, you have anything to add to that?
Not really. It's just, for me, I mean, like the most successful reels or TikToks and content that I've made is always like something, as we just said, relatable to like not only my photographer audience, because like that's not what's making me money.
Yeah.
Like my clients. So like touching base with them to see like my personality outwardly. And if I'm the kind of person for them. Yeah. You know? Like the ones that have been like the most successful for me are the ones that show how weird I am. Yeah. Funny enough.
I mean, yeah, like, but it showcase your personality.
Yes.
I think as
and I think like the behind the scenes ones that I've been posting recently too are really good for people to see, because I don't know what I sound like on a wedding day until I hear it back. And like these have been very enlightening and very humbling.
There was one you posted, it was just like, it's like, oh, look at the birds. I was fucking dying. I was like,
oh, we got birds.
You know, it's because like she goes, I haven't second shot for her. You know, she's second shot for me. So she's a little more subdued on a wedding day because they're my clients and she doesn't want to like, you know, embarrass me. A couple of times she has.
Whoops.
But, you know, but no, like, so I haven't seen you be yourself on a wedding day, like, you know, for your clients. So I think like doing content is important for that, because people could see your personality. That's a key factor in booking, right? Like, so that's a big reason people want to book. Like, so when you know, even when you write a reply in an email, you could showcase your personality. But with Instagram or with TikTok or everything like that, if you could showcase your personality, people may be attracted to that, which in turn will lead to a booking. So, I mean, it's huge being able to showcase that.
Yeah.
So
we're going to keep doing that. And it's the consistency for me. Because again, like there's some days where I'm overwhelmed with the amount of stuff that I have, like the photos, the weddings, and I, you know, obviously I also do lifestyle sessions, maternity, family. So I've been trying to showcase more of my wedding work because that's my bread and butter. But it's hard when you have like 1,000,001 sessions that are outstanding and beautiful that you also want to showcase, and you're like, but what do I do next? Yeah. So it can get overwhelming. So pre-planning it and like organizing, and it's also one of those things where you have to like now consider like, oh, well, I posted a reel yesterday, so I can't double post a reel. But you can do that shit on TikTok.
Yeah.
You can post as much shit as you want on TikTok, and it's not going to make a difference.
Yeah, that's what's cool is like you can do that on TikTok. And we talked to Cassidy about that. That was like what she said. She was like, you know, you could trial stuff on there and everything like that. And I've seen that like with our content even. Like there are times where I post and I'm just like, oh, this shit did terrible. I'm like, I'll just take it down.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's just like did horrible. Or I like no joke. TikTok's great if like say you post that like in the morning, okay, it doesn't perform well, take it down, try it in the afternoon or the evening, and it might kick. Like, so that's one of the things is like, so, you know, I think like content is obviously like from what it sounds, a big goal for the both of us is, you know, creating our content and making sure we could maintain that. Like,
and don't be a bitch about it, okay? Yes, we need to make content, okay?
we still gotta make content. It's
I can see the people say, you're losing your art. It's a fucking business, man. I'm trying to survive here.
At the same, exactly what she said. Like content is marketing. It's current day marketing.
You just got to do it.
You know, 15 years ago that you were taking out ads in newspapers or magazines or stuff like that. Like today, you use social media to utilize your content. So to utilize your marketing strategy.
And it's free.
And that's the big part about that. It's free, or if you want to pay for ad space, you can and boost it. But the best form of marketing is social media. It's free. And man, if you catch a viral video or you catch like really good,
then you can make money on it.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
So like
wild. You know, so
I also might start a book talk account.
You'd be good at that. Now, okay. Like, what are you gonna narrate this shit? Like, what are you doing?
No.
Like, what are you doing?
Just kind of like
You're just gonna talk about books?
Talk about books.
You're gonna do
and
like
make
memes?
funny content with reels.
Okay.
And you do like kind of like funny voiceovers that are relevant to
so like
stuff you're reading.
So like okay, like I'm just gonna pick a name out of a hat right now. So it's like are you a Xander or a Chandler or something like that? Like that's what you're gonna post? Is that kind of shit? Tell me that's a fucking...
If you love this book with this shadow daddy, you'll love this book with an even hotter shadow daddy.
I'll
crush this.
You'll actually crush this, yes. Like, absolutely. Start it right now.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
Excited for you for that. Well,
but also...
Big goal for you there.
Well, you just pushed me to do this other goal, which I'm not going to talk about yet because it's still being planned. I actually have to talk to you about that too. Surprise. But another like division of my business.
Yeah.
So scaling.
Yeah.
And I may also remove some of my other niches.
There you go. No, but that's important. Is like, you know, with business, sometimes you need to make adjustments to make it work. Like we've seen it a lot this year, or even the last year or so, with the wedding gap and people reporting bookings are slower and people worrying about bookings and stuff like that. Like I've seen it slower as well. I'm seeing the effects as well. So like, how am I going to adjust my business to that? So like, there's new strategies. Like there's like doing things differently, like targeting a new audience. Like, you know, you want to do book talk, I want to do education. Like, so, you know, like things like that. So, there are ways we could kind of get a little bit more involved into that. So I think, you know, when you have your vision aligned, one, write it down, right? Like write these things down, make tasks, like put tasks. HoneyBook's great, by the way, if you want to use the tasks, like, cause you can make a project in there and everything like that. And just like mark your tasks. I do that for all my clients, by the way. Like I have tasks
list.
Yeah. Like I have task lists and it'll remind me when a task is due and stuff like that. So, you know, if that's a feature you're not utilizing in HoneyBook, you should.
Then you're crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
and you get reminders too. It's like,
yeah,
these are your tasks to complete today, or these are your tasks to complete by this day. Like, it's the best.
We just want to give a special shout out to Maroo, one of our sponsors. Maroo is a modern payment experience for the weddings and events industry.
Maroo has added some incredible new features, including the ability to send contracts, create itemized invoices, and our personal favorite, the ability to pay contractors.
Love this.
Yeah, like that makes me so happy to have a platform that if I need to pay, like an associate or a second shooter, I'm paying them right through Maroo. It just goes right to their bank account, makes things so nice and easy.
It's also so neat and organized.
Yes.
You can find anything.
Super organized. Like, I love it because I'm just like, hey, I got to print it out at the end of the year, send my accountant over for tax purposes and all that stuff.
Perfect.
It keeps things so nice and neat.
Maroo is a community of 10,000 plus wedding and event professionals, and it's growing. They offer seamless transactions and a hassle-free payment experience. They make it easy for you to focus on what you do best, creating memorable experiences.
So we went over, but with Maroo, you could create and share your contract, accept and make payments without processing fees, offer clients a simpler experience, no need to sign up, just pay and go, and pay your contractors, something we both love. So it also keeps all your payments neatly organized in the central hub. You could sign up for free at maroo.us/TBT.
If you're a wedding pro looking to scale your business, you have got to check out the Abundance Group Mastermind.
Yeah, this isn't just like any other program. It's an experience like nothing else in the wedding world. So I worked with Ashley. She's amazing. And let me tell you, she's one of the really the most generous, genuine people I've ever met. She's built $1 million a year wedding planning company and shares her knowledge and time in a way that's truly unmatched.
In the Mastermind, you get unlimited daily voice coaching with Ashley. Yes, really. Access to every course she's ever created, and 2 incredible live in-person events each year. Plus, the group itself is filled with wedding vendors who are scaling, many who are over the $100,000 mark, some even hitting $500,000 plus.
Jeez.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's pretty damn good. This isn't just about learning. It's about being part of a community that gets it and pushes you to grow, really. So if you're serious about scaling your business, all right, you want to take it to the next level, you got to check this out.
What's great for TBT listeners is that we have a special link that allows you to skip the wait list. So check out the link in the show notes for more info.
And I want to acknowledge something also with HoneyBook, because we keep talking about them. They sponsored this episode, everything like that. But, we know they raise prices.
We know.
Okay. We know they raise the prices. Okay. And we get it. Okay. If you're a vendor or you've been using them for a long time, it's okay to be upset about that. This is just how the world is right now. Everything is raising prices, and we are avid users. We said this. Honestly, I didn't see the need for the public outcry, I think as others did, but I understood that. But as avid users, we do stand behind the decision. I do. They rolled out new features, 80 new features last year. If the program wasn't being updated, I could understand but they've constantly updated it. They hadn't raised the prices ever. So 1, it's the one program I can't live without. 2, it gives me tremendous value with everything, because think about this. If I didn't have HoneyBook, I'd have to, G Suite for emails and Gmail, doing all the Excel sheets and all that stuff. All that stuff is in HoneyBook. So there's tremendous value in the program.
It's an entire finance section that you can keep track of your expenses. You see your profit and loss.
So much.
It's incredible.
We talked about the automated tasks, the AI note taker, the a million things, the scheduler. That's all stuff that you would have to pay extra for with other programs. So it's all in here. So
and some other programs don't even offer it. They don't have it.
They don't. So I think personally, one, I'm not leaving the program. I love the program. I think it's amazing, and it's the backbone of my business. So personally, with the price increase, while price increases suck, but at the same point, that is, as a vendor, we raise our prices, and I've raised my prices almost every year. So what's not to say a company can't do that either. So and next week we're going to hear from Akua. Akua is from HoneyBook. We'll ask her the pricing question. That was very important to us. When they reached out to sponsor the show, we wanted to be able to ask that price question to a rep from HoneyBook. So we're going to be able to do that. So but at the same point, I'm staying with this. I'm staying with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what a headache it would be to change platforms?
Oh my God, it'd be more of a headache to change platforms than to just.
Good God. Hundreds of clients.
Yeah.
Data transferring.
I have so many active projects right now.
That's insane.
Oh God, it drives me crazy.
I know. That would take 6 months to a year.
Yeah, how many, like reintegrate, like
No.
But so yeah, so think about that, like how much of a hassle, So, but no, we love HoneyBook, we do. Okay, we wouldn't be talking about them if we didn't. So, but no, we've had a lot of big goals for us. We also have.
Yeah, let's talk about the podcast goals.
Yeah, we have podcast goals. So like, I think any business, like, so say you have a business, right? And you do a side hustle, okay? So this is good for any of the maybe part-timers looking to go full-time. I did this when I wanted to go full-time. Like, I gave myself, I want to be full-time by September, okay? So I started the plan in March. I was like, I want to go full-time by September. Okay, so what do I need to do to achieve those goals to get full-time? So it was like I needed to make a certain amount of money per month. I need to have enough money like lined up for the next year. So once I started rolling those goals, like, and I had everything, like, it was a checklist. Legitimately, I started checking things off. Once I reached that number, it was like, we're ready to go. We're locked and loaded. So I think with any new business, you want to have like a checklist, which is what we do.
Correct.
For the podcast. So we've hit a lot of goals on the podcast.
A lot of goals.
We have, which is wild. I remember at the end of 2023, we were like, we wanted 10,000 downloads, which now we're at almost 500,000 downloads. So wild what happens in a year. We were like, I think we had just started going viral at the end of 2023 at 20,000 followers. And we were like, yeah, maybe we'll get to 50 in 2024. And we're almost at 100. So we have some big goals. One of the big goals for the show is more content. We're trying to integrate more content.
Different types of content.
Different types of content for you guys. We are looking into doing a Patreon. We've kind of dropped that hint a couple of times. Will be bonus episodes and fun episodes and stuff like that. Like Merch is another one. We have a graphic designer.
It is coming, y'all. We're finalizing the designs.
We saw the designs. We saw the proofs of the designs. They look great. We're refining them. So the next step is to set up a shop. Like, we set up a website last year, which wasn't even a goal. And now it's going to be set up a shop. The other thing was to have more guests on the show. We've had a lot of guests on the show. We didn't have the goal of going to a show or like a conference. Here we are. We're going to Wppi. So I think for like, what? All right, I'm going to ask you this question, okay? Because we're like owners of this business together, okay? What is your one goal for us this year?
I want to have an event.
We're going to have an event. We're lining that up. She's in charge of it. So, yeah. Putting this one in her hands.
Yeah. I want to have an event where, people can come and see us do like a live recording and just like mingle and hang out with people that listen to and love us.
Like a vendor event, like a get together, like a, kind of thing, like a lot. Yeah. Like a live recording.
Yeah.
So it'd be kind of fun.
Long term, I think it would be great for us to do some kind of workshop.
Yeah.
Some kind of workshop.
Some offsite stuff, things like that. That's up there for me. I think my goal is to have us so established that this thing runs itself, kind of thing. Because I do we put a lot of effort into this, and I've actually said this on Cassidy's podcast and I think our own, but you guys don't see what goes on behind the scenes here. And if you want to be a successful like content creator or, have a successful business, you really need to put in the work behind the scenes. So like we've been grinding behind the scenes. Like there are nights where I'm up till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, cutting content, reels, things like that. Like Matt's doing stuff for us, like where, we get a lot of emails now because like, with
so many emails,
like you guys like write us stories and submissions and we want to write you all back. So there's a lot to manage. So my goal for myself with this is to be more organized, and to hit certain levels. So we have like 3 tiers, which I'm not going to give that away. That's kind of personal. But
personal,
the very personal stuff. But at the same point, like, we want to see this grow a little bit more. We never thought we'd be here, so thank you guys for tuning in every fucking week. There's so much we have in store. But yeah, like.
But being considered as summit speakers at WPPI was a goal I didn't even have and just happened.
Yeah.
Which is blowing both of us away.
Yeah, 100%.
So
I used to go to that show as a exhibitor.
I have never been.
It's a really cool show. So if you guys haven't been to WPBI and you're thinking of like a show to go to,
it's the one.
It's the show. Like, so it's really for photographers, portrait photographers, wedding photographers, and boudoir photographers, and videographers too. Mm-hmm. It's a really wedding media kind of inspired, right? It's a great show. I went to a lot of trade shows every year. That was the one trade show that I look forward to going to. The community's awesome. Like they're a sponsor of the show too, by the way. So there's a link in the show notes to get tickets. There's discounted tickets and everything like that. So it's from March 16th to the 20th, and you'll see us speak. And what's cool is we're summit speakers, so we have a speaking, like we're going to be speaking on a stage and showing a demonstration. But the other thing is we're going to be in like these faux wedding bays. So like showing like live wedding type stuff where you could come and like kind of just chit chat with us and like we could like pick each other's brain and everything like that. Like maybe you got some tips and advice or you want to share like a story, come up and chat with us. Like we want to see you, we want to talk to you. But no, I think like we all have big goals, I think, in business, and it's always good to share them and put them out in the atmosphere. So that way, hey, you could hold yourself accountable to them. And maybe we do an episode next year where we review our goals and we say like, hey, did we hit them?
The goal review.
Yeah. Like it's always good. Like I do that every year. Like I write them down and then I mark it through the year. Like we check it off. Right. Mm-hmm. And I did that with the podcast. I also do that for myself internally. So I think it's really important. So, lay out a goal sheet, like check it off, make sure you're like staying on track. Like, whether it's a personal goal, like, hey, I want to lose a little weight, or, I want to get back into shape, or I want to, eat less sugar or something like that. Like make a note, like every month, like, hey, I didn't do this, or I hit this, or like maybe I'm giving up smoking, something. Okay. Yeah. It's good to write it down. It's good to like kind of put it out there. So, like what's your goals for 2025, and write it down, all that shit.
Write that bitch down.
Yeah. And if you need to stay organized and you need an all-in-one platform and you want to stay on top of your shit so you hit your goals, we highly, highly, highly recommend HoneyBook.
It's the best.
It's the only CRM that we will recommend ever.
I was just thinking back to like pre-HoneyBook and like what I was doing.
It was fucking miserable.
What a miserable existence.
Oh my God. I looked at my old contracts. I had paper freaking contracts and everything was through email. And I was just like, I couldn't track everything. And I'm like, oh.
Keeping track of everything was miserable.
I had to make folders. And this was pre-Gmail. Mm-hmm. Like I used to like GoDaddy email. And it was horrible. Oh. So HoneyBook just keeps everything like in a neat central hub for you guys. Like it's no joke. Okay. No joke when I say this. It's the only reason I think I went full time. Like, I got kick in the ass from like a lot of like family members and friends, like you could do this kind of thing, but without having that program, I don't know if I would have went as full time as quick as I did. So definitely check it out. They have some cool ass specials too for the month of January, like which you guys probably heard in the ad.
Yeah.
So well, let's wrap this fucking shit up, huh?
Okay.
Lauren, where can they find you?
You find me at LaurenO'BrienPhoto.com and Lauren O'Brien Photo and the Feral Photog on Instagram and TikTok until it's banned. And where can they find you, Mike?
At Michael Cusaro Photo on Instagram, TikTok, as well as my website. And you can find us at the Vendor Table Pod on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, as well as
our Facebook group.
Guys, it's been fun. We'll catch you next time.
Okay, bye.